Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com. Rosie and Karina News Digest. Rosie Insights started about 7 years ago as Rosie Psychic Investigator, looking at news related to the Trump administration. Over the years, I have followed the practice of doing research about what's going on in the news, making that a core feature of my content. As of November 7th, 2024, I have had Karina as my daily guest slash partner for the series after the election. We are committed to working as a pair on this series at least until this election situation is resolved. Karina lives in Arizona, loves crystals, and is a certified aromatherapist. She is working on her website for private client healing appointments. We'll share her info once it's ready. Karina started as Rosie's, meaning my client, about 5 years ago, and then we became friends and started sharing the conversations we were having privately already. This channel is about looking at current news and events through an intuitive lens and sharing intuitive information. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Trust your intuition. This channel is just one source. Do your research, trust your intuition. You are the master of your own beliefs. What we won't do: conform. We do not conform with what other channels say necessarily. This is an independent channel, as is theirs. If you have a question about what you heard on another channel, ask that channel. On to today's episode. If you like this video, subscribe and press like. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Karina, Psych Investigators. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So, guys, we posted the video late last night. I don't know what time it was, 10 or something, I remember. And then, as we had said on the video, there's a lot of news that we didn't talk about. So I left it all in my little computer tabs here to go over them. And Corinne and I were talking for a while before we started recording, and we were just going over like some of the comments and really the possible, because there's people are like, Rosie, you're going to lose almost all your followers if it doesn't come to true. Are you sure and everything? So, but it is what it is. We saw that, and we will, if for whatever reason it doesn't turn out exactly, it's like it's okay. But for us, we kind of dealt with that, right, Corinne? Remember the beginning?
Yes.
I
Yes.
remember Corinne and I went, because it all started. I still remember I was like in the bathtub like I went in the bathtub. It was talking like there wasn't water in it. I was just like on the phone typing because I didn't sleep very much that night of the election.
Yes.
And we just started, and like that's how we feel. Like it was just this serene feeling,
Hmm.
and it hasn't changed, right, Quinn, since then. And
No, hasn't
it all
changed one
started,
bit.
right? And we asked many times to be proven wrong, to be told, tell us if we're wrong, and we still don't see it. So we have to be transparent about it, right, Quinn? Like this is
Yes.
what we see. And it's okay if like and this is the thing, it's like it's very interesting that you have to be willing to see lose. Is that the word, willing to lose? Like it is, this is what we see.
Hmm.
What is
Hmm.
it, right? So
Right.
if it doesn't,
We can only stand in our own truth.
that's right. That's right. And so, and people sometimes says like, oh, Rosie, put money above. And honestly, if it was about money, we're probably better off just saying, doing what people seem to be doing, like have different versions of whatever, but that's not what we see, pick up.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Um,
And we can't make something up to
right.
please everybody. So we have to just
Right.
stand in our own truth. What we see is what we see.
Okay. So, okay. And of course, everything, if you we're not, this is, if you look at the schedule, it's on schedule to be inaugurated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find out soon enough. So
Yep.
we were, and it's interesting because Corinne and I were just talking. I was asking her about like weight loss or whatever. And we're just talking about energy levels that she saw. Like I even saw myself like being so energized. I feel like honestly, if Trump were to be in office, I it would be hard because
Mm-hmm.
I would not be as excited about things. I'll be in my head a lot. So,
Right.
oh, Corinne, are you there? Did I
Yeah.
close the window? No, I have not. Okay,
No.
no.
Here.
All right. So, but anyway, so let's start here. Let's do protection.
Yes.
I like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. So, um, so as a way to kind of like ask, just if things could go the other direction, I was looking at, there's somebody left a comment yesterday, I think, I don't know if he was doing that last video or before, saying something like that Trump is planning to do deportations right away. So I looked it up and it's true. And I said, because I replied to the person saying, I don't see him being inaugurated, I just don't. So actually, this is something that the Wall Street Journal is reporting. So let me share here, right? Oh, do the protection,
Yeah.
right? Did I do it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do the protection just in case I didn't do it. We didn't do it right when we're debating here just now. So I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. Because we had done the protection when earlier when we started talking amongst ourselves, but not, I don't think we did just now
No,
for
I don't
you.
know.
Okay. So let me share here the Wall Street Journal um thing. Okay. Okay, so this is Wall Street Journal, January 7th. So yesterday, it was updated. So Trump to begin large-scale deportations Tuesday. Chicago, of course, they always pick, right, Democratic cities. Chicago will be an early target with as many as 200 officers being sent to carry out the operation, say people familiar with the planning. So we don't need to read the whole thing, but this is like, in other words, it's a legit. It's not a rumor. They're saying it, right. I mean, it could be whatever, but it's the news. It's in the news. It's not just gossip or whatever, right? So
Right.
let's ask. Um, are uh will officers start the operation to deport people on Tuesday in Chicago? Let's ask. Is this going to take place?
Okay.
So, do you pick up something, Karina?
I don't pick up that they're going to be doing anything on Tuesday. I don't pick up any energy behind that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And even if Trump was in there, I still don't pick anything up that they're going to start deportation on Tuesday. There's so much behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening.
So what's interesting is I did pick up a meeting with Stephen Miller, Stephen Miller telling them that I do see people, this group of officers coming from all over the country to be to kind of start this like planning process or whatever. And I do think they may, I don't know if they're there, but they can't because it's not the administration has to start on Monday, right? So there's this planning to do this. But then I see that if they're sent to do those, that they already were like were notified they're going to be part of this elite group that they wanted to start this like almost I have to just say Gestapo like
Mm-hmm.
police force or something. And and then I see that then I see this image of dispersion, like they're disbanded, like you're free to go because it's not coming through. It didn't happen. And they're
Mm-hmm.
kind of lost. And then I try to look and I saw that the people that the immigrants that are in Chicago, they're afraid. They're like, ah, like so like the lightness, like so relieved. And I see that there are a lot of churches that are preparing for it, like to shield them and everything. And it's not, it doesn't happen. That's what I see. It doesn't happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Me.
Okay. So that's the answer to this. I don't see it happening. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right.
No.
So, and another way to ask, because one of the most harrowing, difficult images for me anyway was the separation, the children being separated from their parents.
Yes.
So those photographs during the Trump administration. So, um, is this going to happen again? Like, should I expect for this to happen? Is there going to be more harsher, more larger numbers, less numbers? Is this going to happen?
I get a no.
Oh. I actually see that there's going to be more like there may be slower amount of immigration regardless, or like there's more talk with the countries that are sending people, but I don't feel like no, I don't feel that at all, actually. In fact, less
Right. I had
less
an
and
image of
less
the fences.
brutality or something. That's what I pick up. Do you? Yeah.
I had an image of, the fences they put up and put people basically in cages.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
saw those being torn down.
Okay. Wow.
So
Okay.
to me, that meant no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually I see a bill being signed to naturalize people more easily or like make ways for people who are here illegally working, right?
Right.
To
Yeah.
become legal. That's what I get.
Yeah.
So, oh, and even your friend, Karina, I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a because you
Yeah.
said that you know somebody who
Mm.
is in that situation but has right does works really hard and everything. So,
Yep. He's
oh,
contributed more to the
yes.
society than most. Yep.
Hmm. So,
Yeah.
okay. So that's that part. So let's go to the next. So, and I guess Pierre's like, no, it's okay. You can address it. Don't worry about asking those questions, right? Because that's what's being stated. Okay.
Right.
Right. So, um,
And you know what else I just got to,
mm,
Rosie?
mm.
I picked up that those people, like my friend, will no longer have to live in fear
Oh, good. Oh, good.
of
Good.
time they go get in their car and drive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They aren't hiding every time they see an officer.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to ask. I got an idea of a question. How, because they have these hearings for confirmations. Will uh we can ask something like this. Will Trump be able to will the nominees of Trump or be confirmed for will nominations go through the will be approved? Will nominations for the high level positions be approved? Like Bondi, Pam Bondi, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How will that go? Will she be voted? I don't know. Has she been? I'm not looking at the stuff, but just it'll be
Not.
interesting to look. So let's see here. What's up with that? Is she confirmation? Okay, so
I haven't been
the
paying attention.
nomination. So it hasn't. I don't think that. Okay, so here it is. Let's see. Okay, all right. All right. So okay, so Pam Bondi for. Let's just see here. Share 7 degrees of impact day. Okay, confirmation. So what happens is will she be, again, assuming if it were to take place, right? Will
Mm-hmm.
Pam Bondi be confirmed as Trump Attorney General? And if not, who will?
Mm.
No, I don't see. I see that there's like, she came and everything. And then the next image is ghosts. Like bye, nobody comes back. It's a ghost. Those people are kind of like ghosts. It doesn't come through.
Mm-mm.
And then I see a list of names from Kamala, her nominees, basically.
Yeah, I did too. I saw the name Sally Yates, which I don't
Oh,
know if that would be, you
okay.
know, she's a player or not, but basically for me that meant absolutely not on the Pam
Okay.
Bondi.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So that's that. And okay, and another just because it's really hard giving a lot of space to these other ideas, but another thing that people have said, some people have seen apparently about Trump, there's this concept that Trump could go be what does it have an inauguration, but then like by not September, like for 3 months or like until March or something, then he leaves. So is it going to happen? Okay. Oh, this is like, okay. So this is, by the way, oh, actually, this is interesting because this is the thing that was yesterday. I haven't refreshed it, but you could see here, this is the link. And so someone was like, Rosie, are you sure you were sent to the right thing? And this is, I haven't refreshed it. So you could see here, okay, this is
Yeah,
that. Now let me
right.
refresh it here on this one. Let's see. Oh, 4:45. See, it changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did change. Yeah.
So that's right. So
Yeah.
that's oh, and maybe you can ask this question. I was going to ask um about the like the possibility that Trump could come in. But let's ask this. The time has now changed. It's for 4:44 p.m. Uh, what do we see for that now that it's no longer midnight? What do we see for that meeting? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I still see that people I see there's Republicans in it and they're like and it's still happening, but it's not what they expected.
Right.
And it's still scary for them. So,
Yeah, still the same.
and I see that like it's not at all they that's not what they thought was going to happen. Okay, so it still is on, and I think it happens because everybody, all the politicians are going to be there anyway.
Right.
So okay, and I see that they're not, and I see, gentlemen, you're not supposed to leave the building after this. And I see, I don't know why is Rand Paul really in that? Okay, weird. I don't know why do I see Rand Paul?
Well, he's one of the main players with Russia, so
But I don't think he's in the intelligence committee. I don't think, right? So it's interesting. Maybe they could talk about him, but I feel like that all the senators are supposed. Oh, that's right. They're in town, I think. They're all
right.
supposed to be in town. So interesting. So, all right. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and now let's go to the question about so could Trump be inaugurated but then have to leave, like a lot of people said? Is it possible? Tell me how, if so, how, and if not, then how? I don't see I don't see it's saying it tells me this would be so arbitrary that he would just because then no, I just see that it'd be too short even if he
Hmm.
were to get in, why would he leave? And I think also the problem with this also this idea is that what happened JD Vance in some ways I think is worse than Trump actually
Yes.
because he's younger and he has competent people, the tech people around him, so he could execute all their policies. So I don't see that like does it make sense? I feel like and he's
Yeah.
very pro-Russia, right? He's always said that he's been against Ukraine funding and everything. So,
Hmm. Yeah. I
um,
don't see that 3-month period either.
mm,
To me, it seems like it'll be stopped and we might have to wait 3 months for inauguration.
that's
But I
right.
don't see
Makes
it
sense.
being Trump inaugurated and then we go through all this because I don't, I, maybe that's the logical part of me, but I don't see it. There's nothing behind it.
Mm, okay. All right.
Yeah. Don't
Okay.
see it either.
So, okay. Okay. So, all right. All right. So let's go to now to the other questions. Now we're kind of like we did,
Exhausted all that. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say appeasement, but it's not that. It's more like let's see, let's look into could these things truly happen? Right? could things turn out well for Trump and such, but no,
Hmm.
that we
Hmm.
haven't seen quite yet. So let's see here now. Let's see what's next. This is okay. Now this is okay. Oh, you know what? So here is this news about Romania. Okay, so actually, you know what? Let's go to this one.
All right. Good evening, folks. It's Enforcer Matt, and welcome back to another.
So here is from yesterday. So maybe, by the way, you haven't even looked at today's news, and it's possible, right, Karina, that maybe we could do other video much later, but this is what we
Right.
have from yesterday. So, drone strikes NATO territory. Russia targets NATO spy plane. So let me see. Let's play here. Okay, right, Karina?
Hmm.
For
Yes.
video. And today we have very big news coming out of Romania because we're hearing that a Russian drone has crashed on the territory of Romania. And remember, that country is a NATO member, so this was quite severe when this does happen. It's not the first time it's happened, but once again, we're trying to figure out what the motive behind this was. Was it an accident or was it on purpose? And right now, nobody's really sure. But Romania had to dispatch fighter jet aircraft to actually go out there and ward off any future attacks to make sure this was not going to happen once again right after the first one crashed. So quite a severe incident happening right now in Romania. And also on another front, we're hearing from the French that a NATO aircraft was just targeted by Russian air defense, and it's unclear if the Russians took a shot at the aircraft or maybe it was just simply locking on with target locks. We're not really sure just right now, but we're hearing that from the French, and of course, that's another serious incident. And on another disturbing front, we're hearing in Belarus, the Belarusian government started building fortifications on their border with Lithuania, causing fears within Lithuania that maybe something's about to go down between them and Belarus. And also, we're hearing that the Iranian president is currently in Moscow meeting with Putin in an unprecedented meeting. But with that, we're jumping into our first article of the day, which goes to Nexta. And like I said, this is our biggest story of the day. And as we can see right here, Romania put fighter jets in the air overnight in response to Russian drone attacks on Ukrainian towns along the Danube River. And Romanian media is reporting that one of the drones may have crashed on Romanian territory. So once again, like I said, this is not the first time this has happened, but anytime it does happen, we have to figure out whether or not it was an accident or on purpose. And right now the investigators are taking a look at it, but considering the proximity of the borders here, it could most likely be an accident, but nobody really knows just yet. But as you can see right here in the photo, there is the explosion right across the river on Romanian territory. Once again, a NATO state with a Russian drone exploding onto it, with Russia once again launching these very reckless attacks right next to the border and leading to events happening just like this. And it's always one step away from disaster, but there you go. We see fighter jets in the air to combat this within Romania. But with that, we're moving on to our next post here, and this one goes to Max24. And this post right here just gives us a little bit more context as to exactly what happened and where the area was. We can see right here that apparently it was the population of the northern Tulcea County that received an alert message regarding the possibility of objects falling from the sky, and explosions could be seen in the area on the Ukrainian bank of the Danube, and the MOD raised two fighter jets to monitor the situation, like I said in the last post, and traces of a possible crash drone were discovered in the area of Plaru. So once again, Plaru has been the site of these attacks before, so let's take a look exactly where that is to give you an idea of the proximity of this attack to Ukrainian territory. And as you can see right here on the map, there is the red dot showing the area of Plaru, literally right on the border of Ukraine and Romania. So zooming in here, you can actually see where that is, and there it is right here. Plaru is this little spot right here in the middle, if you can see my mouse cursor, and it's right along the border. So this is a place that has been attacked before, but last time it was actually the port of Vernai, which is actually up here where the mouse cursor is right now. So it looks like they've moved down here a little bit near Ismail, which of course right across the border is Plaru inside of Romania. And as you can see right here, this is the alleged area where the Romanian investigators found that crash drone wreckage right here in Plaru. So not too far away from the Ukrainian town of Ismail, but right across the border of the Danube. So you can see that right there on the map, just to give you an idea of how close this is to Ukrainian territory. But with that, we're going to move on to our next story here, and this one goes to Alexandru C4. And moving away from our story about the Romanian NATO drone incident, we're seeing another very large story as well involving NATO forces yet again, and this one says a French patrol plane was flying over the Baltic Sea and was targeted by Russian air defenses in international airspace, and the announcement was made on Friday by the French military, and the defense minister, Sebastian, denounced an act of unacceptable intimidation by Russia, and the AFP and the Reuters agencies write about. So
Okay, so Karina, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
all right, so just um we're going to so there's two incidents really here. I was checking also here and found the equivalent and it's legit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So um So, okay, so here it is. Let me just bring this here. Okay. So debris from, so what, let's ask here, what does this mean? Is this, because it could be, I think there could be both sloppy or not. Was it intentional or was it sloppy? And what happens next? Okay,
Okay.
so tell me about this drone. Yeah, that's right. I see that I see that the image of Putin saying, just throw it, just, they don't care. They're kind of like kamikaze at this point.
Hmm.
So because they're in such a dire situation that they want to like cause as much harm to Ukraine as possible. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah. I didn't feel it wasn't, you know, an accident. Like they don't care what they hit.
that's right, right.
Yeah.
So okay, and but that I see Mark Rutte being very like on high alert, and it's saying they're letting the Russians know we're taking this very seriously, and everything you do is very seriously going forward. We want to avoid any kind of a real attack, but we're prepared for it. Just beware that our position has changed.
Yes.
So but he's very like waiting every moment for something to happen. I almost feel like he's expecting something from NATO to happen. So okay, so then the other part, which is interesting too, is this thing about France. Now, one thing it's interesting. I didn't listen to the whole video of Cosmic Owl yesterday. They had a video. It was really interesting, and they were talking about how Andy had seen. So it's Andy, Louise, and Kathy, right?
Right.
Andy apparently he always saw Poland and France playing a role in this, and this is in the whole NATO movement. And it's
Hmm.
something I think I don't know if it's astrological, but I just thought it was interesting. And wait, oh, are you not? Okay, let us share this. Um, okay, so I looked for the news. Okay, here.
Hmm.
NATO surveillance mission French aircraft faces Russian hostility in Baltic Sea. As reported by Figaro, a high tension incident occurred during an aerial surveillance mission over the Baltic Sea. So this is a French Navy operating framework was targeted by Russian forces. Then I clicked on the link and it takes me to the Figaro page, which I was before right here. Is that it? Okay, here it is. It's the same. So in
Yeah.
French, it says an airplane of the French Navy flying for NATO was targeted by the Russian army. So
Hmm.
I thought it was interesting. Okay, so that's right, interesting. So in reaction to the degradations of cables undersea cables below the Baltic Sea, so it's all true here.
Hmm.
And in this case, it feels more personal. Does it make sense? Personal meaning like I don't think it was an accident.
Right.
And my question is, and I don't think we know this, right? Because it's an airplane. Do they have a French flag or do they know it was NATO or do they think it was France? But let's ask here, what is the difference here with this
Okay.
attack? The targeting of the airplane, French airplane. What happened and why? And do they know it was NATO or do they think it was France? What's the deal?
Okay.
I just get this like, oh my God, there's some sort of ad, I guess, playing. I just got this thing saying like, don't back down, don't back down. They want to, they did it on purpose to kind of say, hold the pace on the Baltic Sea.
Hmm.
That they, but I guess one of my question is, it seems almost suicidal for Russians to do that. Does it make sense? I honestly, I guess I don't understand what is the point of it.
It does seem like that, but for me, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. You know, it's that cumulative point, and I don't think they cared whether it was a NATO plane or a France plane. There, it's the pressure because I feel like they do sense that NATO is gearing up with all the other countries to get ready to do something, and I think they can sense it as well.
Mm, okay, okay. So, That's right. And I see that what I understood here is that they want to put up the pressure because the moment they think that there's the possibility, of course, that Trump could take over and then that Trump could turn everything on their favor. And I get the sense too that before the first Trump administration, they were pushing Trump did a lot of things to benefit them, maybe more secretly. But now they're in a much more desperate position. So they're willing to force them to do harsher things, even if it's obvious. Doesn't make sense. So they kind of like their rationale is this, like, we're gonna go down anyway. It's like
Exactly.
go down anyway. So might as well just go down fighting. That's
Exactly. They're going down anyway. It's either go out with the
hmm
glory and we take over when Trump gets in there,
hmm
or we're
hmm
screwed because NATO's coming after us.
Okay, so
So it doesn't matter to them.
mhm,
It's their Hail Mary time is
mhm.
what I
Yeah,
feel.
that's right. So is this so then let's see here what happens next in the next like it actually it's in this specific area of the Baltic Sea because it's a high tension area. What is going to happen next? What happens next? Let's see. What happens next here in that area? And I see data, boom, 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 and that's
Mm,
it. I see this again, the undersea thing. They press buttons, and then I see Biden smiling, and they cross the line.
mhm. Yeah. I
So,
heard I heard the actual word of war and
hmm
it take place over the Baltic Sea.
mm, okay, wow, interesting. That's right.
Yeah.
Barons. That's right. The Barons is right. There used to be a publication I used to, and someone was reminding me truly that remember how I wasn't even maybe back on YouTube anymore, but I would do this periodically. Um, and I looked at C under okay, C Barents C, is that right? Barents.
Hmm.
Okay. Norway, Russia divided between that's right. So it's saying there's something related to oil there that they want and navigation. So okay.
Right.
Okay, so let's see the next 2 weeks. No, I see throw torpedo one, two, three, and stops. They're like, okay, they raise their hand like so they lose try quickly, and I see
Yeah.
very quickly. And I see wow, then I see this image of a commentator on some television say, and there goes the Russian Navy. Bye. So that's it. So
That would be great.
all right, so okay. And I mean again, I have compassion for people that are innocent. They're put in that place, in that position by the oligarchs over there, but it's tough for the rest of the world, right? So
Exactly.
somebody
Exactly.
has to do it, right? Somebody has to. So
Yeah.
should we, it's saying, Rosie, keep the faith. That's it. So, all right. How interesting. All right. So let's go to the next. Okay. So this is the BBC News. I don't remember exactly where I found this, but this is 15th of January. So that was it. Was that Monday? I think I don't remember.
Hmm.
But what I thought was interesting is that how guys, I don't know, a couple weeks ago even, all the media and Elon Musk were talking about this drones and drones, and everybody was seeing drones and then silence, right?
Hmm.
And the silence coincides with the fires. Then there was like another big thing that they kind of distracting. And what I thought was interesting is that here is Germany's cabinet decided to authorize the army to shoot down suspicious drones seen near military sites or other critical infrastructure. So this is interesting because right, this is reality of it, right? That they're doing something about it, and then it's like I don't see it's on the down low, but the conversation here in the US has stopped. I don't know if people have stopped seeing those here too, because I'm not monitoring everything,
Right.
but it really interesting here. So, Statement of Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said, especially since Russian President Vladimir Putin's at war of aggression against Ukraine, we have seen that drones are being used more and more frequently, which poses an increasing challenge for the police and their current technology.
Hmm.
So, and this is true, the war of Ukraine has really a lot has the like, and even Ukraine has done a great job developing drone technology too.
Right.
But this is interesting, right? So this they're taking it seriously,
They
right?
are taking it seriously. And then the next paragraph, it even says that Russia,
Is
you know,
launch
expected to launch a
suspected launch
shadow war against Western countries. And we're
supporting
included.
Ukraine. Yeah, that's right. This has included alleged attempts to blow up international airlines, attack infrastructure, or interfere with democratic elections.
Yeah, there we go.
Here it is. I can only confirm that Russia planned acts of air terror, not just against Poland, but against airlines across the globe, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said on Wednesday. He did not give any details, but his statement appeared to be a confirmation of a New York Times reports that the U.S. president had warned Putin over the alleged plans.
Mm,
Interesting. Okay.
interesting.
Oh, it actually turns out this is a great article. It has a lot of like there's something we
Yeah,
talked about, right? In
right.
November, Polish prosecutors said a series of parcel fires targeting courier companies in Europe were dry runs by groups aiming to sabotaging flights in the US and Canada. And then here it links to let's see. Okay, test ones. So, wow, look, mystery fires were Russian test runs to target cargo flights to US. Okay, that's it. So here is, let's go back. Here, Tusk was hosting Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in Warsaw a day after NATO announced a new mission to increase the surveillance of ships in the Baltic Sea after critical undersea cables were damaged or severed last year. Okay, so there have been, look at this. Oh, there have been several instances of unidentified drones flying over military bases recently. At least 10 such drones had been seen flying above Manching Air Base near the city of Ingolstadt on Sunday evening, German police said. Last month, there were sightings at Manching and nearby Neuburg an der Donau. Drones were also spotted at U.S. airbase in Ramstein and at an industrial zone near it in the North Sea. In her statement, Interior Minister Fraser said espionage or sabotage are regularly considered as a possible reason. Under the current rules, German army can only help a police force drones to move away or to land, but also fire warning shots to make this happen. Under
Hmm.
the new proposals, soldiers may shoot a drone down if they think that is the only way to deal with the danger it poses against the lives of the people or against a critical facility. Okay, that's it. Again, Western security officials believe that they were part of an orchestrated campaign by Russia's military intelligence agency, the GRU. Russia
Hmm.
denies, oh, yeah, no, did nothing. Well, I did nothing.
Yeah, just accidents.
So, okay.
Jeez.
So, wow.
And
Okay.
how much longer?
Yeah.
That hits me in the back of the head.
Mm.
How much longer are we going to accept it's an accident?
Oh, and as I was reading this, I at some point now, just in the last, I don't know, 3 minutes, I got this vision of Kamala signing, having conversation with these leaders. I don't know if it's NATO or Europe in general. They're saying we have to draw again, redraw the boundaries. What constitutes, we have to make that very clear. And we
Mm,
have to take shoot down. If you do this, we're gonna do that. That's it. Because they're not playing.
no,
They're not playing. And it's saying, and this is something that they say, I think Russians say, like they only respect strength. They're not diplomatic. You have to like talk the language they understand. Right.
right.
So
Beat them at their own game.
that's right. So that interesting. That's no, that was very interesting. So all
Yeah,
right.
that was a good article. That was really interesting.
Yeah, that's right. So okay, so let's pause. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about today is both this. So there's this is from Defense Now on January 15th. So that's Wednesday. I just looked up. I was not the last piece of news. I thought it was Monday, but it's Wednesday, just this past Wednesday. So this is Washington, D.C. on high alert as 5,000 troops deployed for 60th presidential inauguration. At the same time, we know that President-elect Trump to hold victory rally in Washington before inauguration Sunday. Okay,
Hmm.
so um, here's what we need to know. Okay, here it is. Trump set to hold a Make America Great Again victory rally capped to one arena Sunday the 19th. The rally is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Eastern. Doors opening at 10 a.m. So let's stop share here. Okay.
Okay.
So do we let's look into it. Is this going to what's going to happen? Are they going to go? What's going to happen?
Okay.
All right. So Trump is holding his rally on the 19th at 3 p.m. at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. What is going to happen? Is this going to happen? I just see a lot of security, and everybody has to lay the parameter for with ID. Do you see it happening, Corina?
You know, okay. I get I see the arena and I see lines around it. It's freezing. It is absolutely freezing. There's not many people. But for me, the doors never open for people to go in. And if I even just in my own mind take people and put them inside, there's no lights. It's dark. I don't see Trump up on stage. If anything, it's a mirage. Like,
Yeah,
I don't see it.
so because what I see is this like tight, very, very tight security with people with army like clothing, all the like all the stuff. Everybody, they're checking their IDs, their cards, everything. And then I kind of see that I see this image almost like it looks in the past, some sort of recording of it. But I kind of, Lord, what they're expecting. But then I see something like this is canceled because of security concerns, something like this. Because I
Mhm.
think that is actually possible, regardless of whether, is he inaugurated or not the next day. I think because there's so much that's going on, and I think they're going to try a lot of things.
Right.
So I think it's even possible that this could happen. That they're not, yeah, that's what I feel like could be
Yeah.
canceled for security. And I see Trump could go on like live streaming or something, but not, and they're like, but there's something very ominous about it. Like he could even try to like hold the rally without people in it, but it
Yeah.
just feels very
Like a fake screen or something,
yeah,
like a
like
green screen, or there's something not real about it. It doesn't feel real. It feels very like the end scene of Wizard of Oz, where it's just that, it's not real. I don't know how else to say it.
and I see there's like I see a lot of they calling in there's going to be calling in of bomb threats, and there could be they find like how they have in the same the other January 6th, right? That there was like bomb threats again, and they
Yeah.
might find something, but that they has to be canceled for that reason. And I see that he's like, yeah, but they try like there's something, the anger is and I almost feel like he could confess in one of those recording things, but I don't see it happening in the same way, no.
Mm-mm.
So,
And I get him on the other side, like feeling more Trump, that is, feeling more like they ruined my plans kind of feeling. I feel anger from him in the sense that something didn't come through the way he wanted it to.
mm, mm,
So, and I see more people on outside of that building than inside. So for me, it just doesn't go through the way it was supposed to.
mm, that's right, that's right. And ironically, I mean, maybe this is true. I feel like the people that may want to come to his inauguration now are not the same as the general. Like they're more like only the super wealthy people. The
Hmm.
day people I don't feel like going. Like they just don't, they're not vibing with it for some reason. Maybe it's the Elon factor. I don't know. But
Yeah,
actually,
it does feel different, doesn't it?
maybe can we ask about Elon? Actually, we haven't talked about him. Amazing. So what's going on with Elon Musk in that inauguration? What's up with him? Is he, what's going on with that? Is he, I see that he rented a whole floor of some hotel. Uh, and I see he's drinking and like acting like he is the like, hey, but do you see it, Gonna? I see.
I don't see him celebrating a inauguration, that's for sure.
No, but I see he's dressed. He's there, maybe there already, or like getting ready to go there on Sunday or something. He gets
Oh,
there, you
yeah,
see,
yeah,
but then,
celebrating with his feet up, waiting for it.
but I feel like it's also somewhat empty. And even the people that he likes, his supporters, like I mean, his own tech friends, kind of don't want to. For some reason, everybody has a bad feeling about it. It's interesting.
It is because, think about it. If it's all these things kind of coming together. It's Martin Luther King Day. I
Mm,
mean, how are we supposed to put a traitor back into this White House on Martin Luther King Day? That doesn't sit well with me at all.
mm,
And
mm,
it's the weather is playing a factor. There's so many things think about all that fencing, all the military, all the things that have happened. It feels very ominous these next few days. It
Mm,
does. But
mm,
not for us. It doesn't feel that way for us. It feels that way for them.
mm. Okay. Oh, okay. So, wow, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting, Karina. Okay, so I had paused the last topic and I was discussing here with Karina two things that I felt like we could cover before we end this video. One is channeling John McCain. So I received earlier today a message from someone sharing a dream they had from John McCain. And uh and so so I thought it was apt. And I feel like maybe I just looked at it. Let's see. And it's sort of a long um message, but I can read part of it where she says, okay, so she and her two sons were li so but I think, maybe I will read it because it gives you guys context. It's okay. So, Raikkonen, what do you think?
Um,
What do you think?
I think we should just move forward with
All right.
what we pick up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because it was just a message explaining that she had seen John McCain giving a speech. Um, and then he was saying that saying that I can't believe the GOP let this happen. What
Hmm.
was happening this coming week is going to show us who we are as a nation and such. So I think he is a very relevant figure in this
Right.
moment. So let's see if he's around and what he can tell us either way and what to expect. Okay,
Okay.
so let's
Okay.
see. Okay, okay.
McCain, can you come tell us? Is there anything you can tell us?
So can I do you
Go
pick?
ahead.
No, so how's okay? So I'm getting first the image he shows me a picture of himself as a POW in Vietnam, and he's showing how, and I've read about this, that there were some of the POWs who kind of quote unquote turned and were willing to kind of be in the propaganda or something like that, and they never did. And say under the worst conditions we never turned. And these people, on their in their luxury, comparatively luxury lifestyle, they turned. That's not acceptable, he's saying.
Hmm.
So, okay, so McCain, so now tell us, what do you see happening? Tell us truly what you see. Tell us the image, either of whether Trump could be inaugurated or not, and what do you see for Kamala? So tell us anything you want to say. Okay, he's showing Trump doing this, and he's ripping piece of paper.
Hmm.
So it's not real, Rosie. He's just saying it. Everybody knows that this wasn't a legitimate election. They made the claims, and he shows me Elon Musk. They changed the tabulation numbers. So
Hmm.
don't you worry about that. They are in the wrong through and through. We can't just accept the narrative. It's not how it is. Especially that not only that he wasn't democratically elected, but that he's serving a foreign power, period. If not multiple foreign powers, but he's serving the interests of Russian Federation, as I had said when I was still alive.
Hmm.
So patents there. That's right. Let's get this MFer.
Hmm. Hmm.
Tired of this. Ah, we
Hmm.
get a spine or something like that.
Hmm.
So tell me why, what's going on? So I had seen that, yes, it's her place. She's not doing anything out of the ordinary. She was pushed aside, but
Hmm.
she won the election. That's right. So now we have everything prepared. A lot of people are saying, but couldn't it have been done earlier? Could something have been done, or will something really be done, or will it just happen later? What do you have to say about that?
Hmm.
Shh, saying keep it silent, keep it quiet.
Hmm.
In order for something this big to happen, it has to happen very quickly and very smooth, smoothly, quickly, before when nobody expects.
Mm-hmm.
Biden, I know Biden, he was not going to give the country away, knowing what he knows. And given that the Supreme Court has given him the power to do it, right, to do extraordinary things, because he knows that his job is to protect the country from enemies, foreign and domestic. Okay, this is a difficult moment for people where people are going to have to rethink what it means to be an American and where the information comes from. This will
Mm-hmm.
all be revealed in due time, the background of it all, but it will be a swift gesture. Hmm, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's what I got. And so, are you? So,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Arcane, should we just accept it, or maybe try to deal with it and accept that nobody's going to do anything about it, or should we? Is it better to hope, not hope, but right? Like we saw what we saw,
Mm-hmm.
and accept that this is going to happen, or should we just try to like not get our like not get excited? What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you believe a lie? You
Mm-hmm.
know it's a lie. It's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And just because it's saying so it could still be true, but they could still push the lie. Power, okay, Biden has the power, not the MSNBC or CNN or Fox News. They're
Mm-hmm.
helping them, Trump and his group. But that's not the truth. We all know that. The way it happened, it's too strange, too swift.
Mm-hmm.
They call the numbers. So,
Yes. Mm. Wow. He showed me too that he gave me that thumbs up that he gave on the Obamacare.
mm,
And he was telling me, remember that happened at the last minute? I'm the one who saved it at the last minute. He goes, it's the same thing. It's the last minute.
mm-hmm,
He showed me the massive, like this massive book, like of it. To me, it was the Constitution. Now I know the Constitution's not this massive book, but that's what he showed me, the
mm,
laws, the regulations. And he's like really tapping on those, that book, like, no way. We fought for this country for this purpose.
mm,
And he, oh my gosh, he was using language to describe his, he really showed me Lindsey Graham and those like him, how disgusted, how disappointed, how utterly sickened he is by their behavior. And he's saying no more, absolutely no more. We fought against this. We must move forward
mm-hmm,
doing the right thing and bringing the truth about. Kamala is the rightful winner. And he
mm,
told me, Karina, you said he was going to call it early the night of, and we were going to have to prove that he didn't win. You were absolutely right. That is what's happening. He called it, and now you guys are having to prove that he didn't win. He did not win. They changed the numbers, like you girls have been told. Kamala is the 47th president of the United States, not
mm-hmm,
him.
mm,
And he's showing me the green screen that I've seen and the sheet, and he's ripping it off.
mm, mm,
And he's giving me the thumbs up.
mm,
So, same kind of messaging in the sense that we're
mm-hmm,
not going back.
mm. Okay, okay. Wow, okay. So, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's great. That's great. That's right. That's right. So I should there he's like keep the faith. And then something else he told me, again, I think the timing is weird. He said, when you wake up, you'll be surprised. I guess the Monday. It sounds a little, it's a little nerve-wracking because, what
Right,
if? And
right.
I read somebody said that apparently technically Trump becomes president at 11 a.m. if nothing is done, right? 11 a.m. on Monday. So that would make sense that whatever, if something happens, has to happen before 11 a.m. of Monday, right?
Hmm.
And
I, I
it's
didn't
saying
know
he
that.
will. Yeah. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's 1 second. Okay, so truly, we haven't seen. Oh, last thing, but this is truly the last thing. So Monday is also not the official day of the inauguration, but also Dr. King's Day. It's a holiday in the U.S. And many comments said, "Wow, it would be amazing if something happens on Dr. King's Day." So, we have, I guess, quote unquote, talked to him before in different visions. So let's see what he may, if he has something to tell us about anything he wants to tell us on his day and such. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
and he's saying, "I've seen the mountain," right? Because I think wasn't that his last speech?
Yeah.
I've seen the mountaintop, and you have seen the right. So, then he shows me Kamala making a speech also,
Mm-hmm.
and it's saying, of course, this is momentous because something that big had to happen on a day like this, because this is what is really at stake for America, who we are as a nation, and those people, the dark people who have embraced the darkness. They want to remove everything that we built in the civil rights era.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. But they won't be able to do that. That's why he's saying, no,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going, Rosie, don't worry. And I get it, like, very much like,
Mm-hmm.
going back. Don't worry. We're here. It's not going away. They're not going to be able to erase us.
Mm-mm.
All of us who see the light, right? It's saying because at the end of the day, although the civil rights was a fight for justice and racial justice, and so that we could have the same rights as other people, the moment that we're living in is ultimately about the light.
Mm-hmm.
It the light is not about your gender or your skin color. It's about whether you believe the truth or you would like or you believe the lie. And and we have seen the truth. We know the truth. We know the light, and the light shall prevail. So, and it's saying, Rosie, if you're really asking me, are they going to go back to the 50s, or what is it, the Jim Crow era? No, we're not going back. Don't worry.
Mm-mm.
This is this is a it's a bit he shows me he's almost as if when a person has a bacterial infection, it comes back. It wasn't really treated correctly. Then there was never justice for those people, so they continued. And this is what really bothers them, that it's not about God and justice, it's about their image. And that is a what is this? What is the word? It's not sect. Heretic, right? They want to be bigger than God. That doesn't work. It's not how it works. God has the plan. But Dr. King, how did God let this come to this point? That's the question a lot of people have. We had to be able to see the darkness of of humanity, or some elements.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't expose it, it doesn't go away. It's just like the light is what disinfects,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's what changes this country, and people had to see it
Mm-hmm.
in order to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us. So Dr. King, Karina and I are seeing this. We keep seeing this. I have never seen, you also, Karina, have never seen anything differently.
Mm-mm.
Seen differently. We see Kamala as the president. Is this our imagination? Because today the schedule is for that Trump is going to be inaugurated on Monday. Is it just what we see as like, because she truly is
Yeah.
the president. She was elected. We all know that. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
obvious. But is it better to just
No.
no? It's saying no. You don't have to have a. It's like, okay, I know, Rosie, what you're asking for. You're asking for, should we have some sort of strategy for when he comes in, that we're gonna try to like hide, or have some weird, like he's gonna cut down ability for people to make their YouTube videos or something or talk about this. No, don't worry about that. It's not going to get to that point. Nope, nope, nope. You don't have to imagine the strategies of this because it's not going to happen.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
I know. So stay strong,
Yep.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the changes we made, it's because we believed when we
Mm-hmm.
first started. Nobody saw it. Nobody believed. Nobody could. If you went by logic, nothing will ever happen. We changed because we had faith,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we work from faith,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we create a change. So the day is no different, right?
Right.
So interesting. So that's it. It's like no, it's
So,
written. I see that he shows me written in the stars, the Kamala's name and everything.
mm-hmm.
It's scheduled to happen. It's meant to happen. That's what I got. So
Mm-hmm.
okay.
You, you done?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
done. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go now. I'm done. I'm done.
So I heard too, for me, he's because I've been telling Rosie this week, I've heard echoes of his speech and back
Mm-hmm.
of my head ringing through. And so I felt like he was giving me some sort of messages.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying, "Yes, Karina, you were right. You've been hearing the echoes of the speech because you're seeing and hearing and feeling the future. We are not going back." And he shows me, and I apologize if I get this name wrong because I do have dyslexia and I say things backwards and I say names wrong. So if I got this, he's showing me the little girl on the bus, and I want to say, is it Ruby Bridges? Ruby with the little
Mm-hmm.
African American girl that wasn't allowed on the bus or was segregated.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me her, and her and Kamala were holding hands walking into the future. And because Kamala is meant for this time, we needed to go through this. We needed to walk through these tumultuous times to see the darkness. We
Mm-hmm.
have to see what these people are capable of and what they're willing to do. Inherently, we are all good people witnessing this darkness. So we have to show you and bring this to light. But we are not going back to these times. We are
Mm-hmm.
guiding you through these times to get to that future that you see, you hear, and you feel. So be strong. Know that the light is coming. It is much stronger. There are more good people holding the light than there is darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Stand in your position. We are standing with you. We are not going back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he says to me.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, so beautiful, beautiful, Brenda. So
Yeah.
wow,
Hmm.
so that's it for now, guys, right, Karina? I think we're
Yep.
good for today's video.
Yep.
So
We're
we're
good.
gonna so have a
And I
go ahead.
have to just tell you real quick, while we were doing that, Toby got up and he's sitting here just looking me straight in the face.
Leave a message.
He was sleeping, so
Awesome.
yeah. He's like, I think there's Martin. Somebody's here with us, Mama.
Mm. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
so very good, very good. I feel this good feeling, Karina, now. I do. I really do. So,
yes.
all right. Okay, so so that's it. Karina and everybody, right? For now.
Yes.
We'll
Mm-hmm.
see you guys later. I don't think we're gonna do another video today unless something huge like happens, but definitely we'll do another one tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. We'll be on
All
tomorrow.
right. All right.